comes out, gets caught up in that neighborhood rivalry, and he goes out to fight Mark Breland, we could have a very, very short fight indeed.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the tail of the tape. And, of course, you see the biggest advantage of all enjoyed by Mark Breland, a full 5 inches taller than Aaron Davis. Breland, 4 years the senior. The WBA rules are in effect. Scoring will be on our 10-point must system. As it was in the last fight, the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The standing 8 is not. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell except in the final round, and only the referee can stop the bout. The referee is a veteran. There's Mills Lane, who's refereed many a championship bout, and the 3 scoring judges are Patricia Jarman, Larry Rosadilla, and Doug Tucker.
You know, Mills Lane is running for judge here. He's the district attorney here in Reno, and he's running.
There is Mark Breland, born in Brooklyn. He now lives in Manhattan, and of course that's half of the New York rivalry you see here today, because Aaron Davis was born in the Bronx, New York, and he still resides where he grew up in that same area. And there is, Alex, I don't live in New York. This is a good fight no matter where you live. But I guess if you're from New York, there is that Bronx-Brooklyn rivalry that goes way back, I guess, to baseball days.
Yeah, I really don't think that is hype. I mean, sometimes spend time building these things up. I think these 2 kids are serious about their dislike for each other.
1 draw and 20 wins.
There is Mark Breland, the Olympic gold medalist, one of the great amateur careers in the history of amateur boxing.
Welterweight champion of the world.
We are in Reno, Nevada, at Harrah's Casino, and Mark Breland. Alex, interesting that these 2 New York fighters came all the way to Nevada to make this fight.
Yeah, it seems like a natural for New York, but there was no, the Madison Square Garden and the Felt Forum being renovated. All the casinos were booked, so we find ourselves out in the West Coast.
The final instructions were given to the fighters by Mills Lane. Joe Ferriello, the trainer of Mark Breland, tells his man some final little tidbits, and we are ready to go. Live for the WBA Welterweight Championship, Mark Breland and Aaron Davis. And you can't miss Davis with the red and blue sequin trunks. Must have raided Hector Camacho's closet to find those trunks.
Another fighter trained by Aaron's trainer, Billy Giles.
Mark Breland with one of the most unusual bodies in boxing. You saw the left that scored, and there came Davis with a left hook that landed.
That's right, and the huge physical advantages that Mark has, you know, dictate the fact that the most important thing for his opponent is to find a way to get inside.
Aaron Davis has openly and with great delight questioned the heart of Mark Breland. He says this man has no heart, and I will expose that in Reno. That's talk really comes easy on Tuesday or Wednesdays, but on a Sunday afternoon, a little tougher to back up.
Mark not doing much yet.
Neither fighter has worked up much in the way of a sweat. Both fighters looking extremely cool in the early going here in round 1.
Mark feigning a few minutes ago to see Aaron reacted right away.
Oh! The left jab by Davis. You saw it stagger Mark Breland. On an uppercut lands. And Davis continues to clutch and hit.
And Mills Lane trying hard to break the 2. Mark Breland is still hurt. And he got a few extra seconds from Mills there.
Boy, it was a stiff left hand by Aaron Davis.
But it was just a jab. A hard jab, but just a jab.
And you saw it just buckle the knees of Mark Breland, who still looks shaky.
Absolutely.
Mark Breland doing not much of anything here. A minute left in the first round, and already Breland in trouble. There's Billy Giles, the manager and trainer of Aaron Davis. Boy, and you'd have to think that he couldn't have choreographed a better start than this for his man.
And Mark Breland, his legs just aren't there. He just doesn't have his legs under him.
Aaron Davis swinging wildly. You can tell that he's on the scent, that he's going for the one punch that'll end it.
And again, Mark tying up, waiting for the referee to break it.
Oh, a good at that time by Mark Breland. And Mark Breland just thrown into the ring by Aaron Davis. That will not be a knockdown.
Shades of the Starling fight, the first Starling fight. Big right.
Another big left hand by Aaron Davis. And not a very auspicious beginning for Mark Breland. Yeoman's job of keeping these two fighters away from each other. They were both in the middle of the ring with 10 seconds left. During their break, he had to separate them 3 times. Boy, another good jab by Aaron Davis scores. And again, Mark Breland takes a left right on the chin, and you saw it buckle his leg. And again, Alex shades of Marlon Starling. He's hanging on.
But he just has not recovered from that first jab.
Well, the legs went again here, and we are only in the beginning of the second round. Mark Breland with a dazed look on his face. Oh, there's the best flurry of the fight by Mark Breland.
Aaron Davis looks a little bit tired right now.
And Joe Ferriello looks concerned beyond belief.
Dan, I want to be honest about one thing quickly. When I said if Aaron Davis comes out to fight, we could have a very short fight indeed, I never thought it would be Aaron Davis being the winner.
I knew what you meant. You're an honest man, though, Alex. I might take credit for it if it would have.
Aaron Davis is tired right now.
Oh, there was a wild right that missed by Breland, but he followed it up with a left and scored.
Mark Breland can get his legs back under him and stick some hard punches, especially to the body of Aaron Davis. He could inflict some of that damage that he's already taken from Aaron.
If you're a Breland follower and rooter, though, Alex, it wasn't much of a left here in the second round that buckled his knees again. Didn't take much of a shot to the chin to wobble him again.
No, and Mark has to be aware of that left hook. Can't get careless, but Aaron Davis is really tired. I mean, his legs are gone.
Mark Breland came in that time, but Davis effectively blocked the punches. Ooh, another good stiff jab by Davis. It looks like the left eye of Mark Breland is starting to swell. Boy, there's a wild right by Davis that lands. We'll have to watch the left eye of Mark Breland. And that left jab of Breland's, Alex, is nothing but a pawing jab at best.
Yeah, Mark's legs do seem to be back a little bit. His head seems a little bit clearer, Dan. The problem is that it just doesn't take that much to get him in trouble, as we've already seen on 2 occasions.
Oh, and Mark Breland is bleeding from the mouth. That jab of Davis exposed some blood. Mark Breland bleeding a bit from the mouth. A lot has happened, and this is just the end of the second round. Wow. Let's get it on in round number 3. That's what both fighters said is, again, they were out early. Joe Ferriello told Mark Breland in between rounds, much better, Mark, much better. That's the way to get it back under control. Again, though, the best punch of the second round was another jab to the chin of Breland that buckled his legs again. A reminder for those of you that might have just joined us, it was a big first round by the challenger, Aaron Davis, in the red and blue sequin trunks as he pummeled Mark Breland in the first round.
Mark's trying to line up the right hand. He'd do well to listen to Joey Ferriello in his corner. Use a stiff jab to set it up.
Mark Breland, some puffing around the left eye and also bleeding, not profusely, but noticeably from the mouth. There's the jab of Breland, and Aaron Davis not as busy as he was in the early going.
No, he's just tired. It does not look like he's in condition to keep up the pace that he set the first 2 rounds. Or through the first minute of the second round.
We also have to should let everyone know, Alex, how poorly Aaron Davis looked in his last bout against Curtis Summit.
Yeah, we saw that fight, and he really did look terrible. He said he was looking ahead, but there's Larry Tumbler Davis, a fighter people from the New York area might remember as being a solid 10-round club fighter. And people in New York always said that Aaron needs a little bit of his father's heart, determination, and dedication. They felt that Aaron had more skill and more natural talent, but didn't apply himself. There, good right hand by Aaron. Just a little bit out of range.
Well, speaking of heart, Alex, here's an excellent opportunity to find out about Mark Breland and his heart. Question before the fight by Aaron Davis, and a real check now for Mark Breland.
I think, Mark's heart is
good combination by Breland.
I think his heart is fine. I think the question, win or lose out of this fight about Mark, is going to be his chin. I mean, he was just hurt by very, very, not ordinary punches, but punches that in no way should got him in the trouble that he was in.
Oh, another good left hook.
And he's hurt again.
By Aaron Davis and Mark Breland hanging on.
Third time in 3 rounds.
We're coming to the end of the third round. Down goes Breland.
3, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Mark Breland got up. There's the end of the third round. We're staying here. Mark Breland dropped by Aaron Davis.
You're all right. Come here. Listen to me, Mark. He's cutting everything, man. Come on, listen to me. You all right? All right. Mark, listen to me. Listen to me now, all right? He's got a bad left eye and swollen shut. Now stop pulling out. Stay with the Jeff. Stay right there with him. All right?
Hands up high. Here's the knockdown of Mark Breland. Really was just a cuff, and then the left after it. The first punch was just a cuff, but the left he put behind it by Aaron Davis had Mark Breland hanging on.
And then Davis followed that up with a left hook.
Stop the pulling out.
And that drops
stiff
Mark
jab
Breland.
and right hand on the way in. Now he might come after you fastest, but be ready to go.
There's the cuff, and there's the left that put him down. Or, I'm sorry, had him hurt and hanging on.
Well, the bell sounded to end the third round before Mark Breland had to get back and engage Aaron Davis. Here we go in the fourth. Schlitz Malt Liquor, professional boxing, and very much up for grabs here is Mark Breland's WBA welterweight crown.
And right then, Aaron Davis is up for grabs. Mark was grabbing him, trying to take some time off the clock, trying to get his senses back.
I like the way I tied all that together. Again, the jabs from Aaron Davis.
We should point out that Aaron Davis's right eye is in big trouble also from those jabs by Mark Breland.
You heard Joe Ferriello tell Mark Breland, quit pulling out, quit pulling out. That's when you're getting caught. Mills Lane decides to take a look and sends Aaron Davis over to the ring doctor. Looking at a cut along the right eye of Aaron Davis. Underneath the eye, look at the swelling.
Doctor asked Aaron if he could see. Aaron said, yeah. I think I might be tempted to lie about it, even if I couldn't, Dan, if I had a chance to win a world championship.
No, but if my eye was starting to swell like that, I'd shift gears. I wouldn't plan on winning a 12-round decision. Now, wait a minute, Mark Breland slips.
Mark Breland's face is a mess right now. His nose is busted up. He's bleeding from the mouth. This is by far the worst beating that Mark has ever taken, including the 2 fights with Starling.
And Aaron Davis isn't looking so hot himself.
No, he's in danger because his right eye is almost gone.
But you can see the gloves of Breland are coming down. The hooks of Aaron Davis are getting over the top and scoring.
Dan, a lot was made of the fact that this could be just a neighborhood street fight. I honestly never expected. I thought it'd just be the precision punching and power of Mark Breland that would dominate. It had turned into a street fight.
You can see Mark Breland pawing at his nose. The left hand of Aaron Davis has been inflicting damage to Mark Breland. Again, Breland goes to his nose.
Yeah, Mark is gasping for air. I mean, he may not be able to breathe through that nose. He's got trouble breathing through his mouth because he's swallowing blood undoubtedly from the cut in his mouth. Just desperation for Mark. I mean,
and there goes Aaron Davis back into the ropes, although, boy, I didn't see a punch from Breland that could have caused that.
desperation for men. One guy's got his eye closing, the other guy's all beat up, and neither of them look like they have enough left to go the distance.
30 seconds left here in the fourth round. Oh, there's a little showboating by Aaron Davis, and Mark Breland hanging onto the ropes.
Trying to showboat, but that was really dumb by Mark. I mean, he was just totally naked for a punch.
Mark Breland was hanging on the ropes with his right hand. The jab of Breland has nothing on it. Aaron Davis has to be feeling pretty good about where he is right now.
Time left on the clock.
Now referee Mills Lane took a timeout because he wanted the doctor to look at that right eye of Aaron Davis. We have now begun in the fifth round. We were away longer than normal there, but you can see the swelling, Alex. That is a horrible swelling under the eye.
And the worst thing about it was, Dan, that the people in the corner of Aaron Davis had no time to put the end swell on that because they're working on a cut above the eye.
That is the type of swelling that will close the eye and close the eye quickly. Good combination by Mark Breland. And now we have to see how Aaron Davis reacts and adjusts to that type of an injury.
And lost in all this is the fact that on our score, my scorecard, Dan, I've got Aaron winning all four of the first 4 rounds. Hard to believe this fight could go the distance.
Now, if you are going to have an eye swell against Mark Breland, better the right eye so you can keep your left open and see that big right hand coming.
That's right, especially since Mark's jab has not been that effective. But, I mean, it's been effective enough to bust the eye out. So.
But I know what you're saying.
I mean, we should say one other thing. Joey Fariello and Shelly Finkel, Mark Breland's management, would always insist on Reyes gloves because they feel that it enables Mark, they're considered puncher's gloves, and they also enable Mark to bust up the opponent. He certainly has busted up Aaron Davis, but also Aaron Davis's Reyes 8 ounces haven't done a bad job on Mark.
And still, Alex, Mark Breland's legs just don't look good. He's not moving well. He's stumbling over his own feet.
And he still seems available for that left hand. Must keep his right hand up and must not pull his head straight back from punches.
We're in the fifth round. This bout is scheduled for 12 here from Harris and Reno. 1:15 left in the fifth, Alex.
Mark Breland pulling again at his nose. It has started to bleed again. He actually looked pretty good. They did a good job of getting it together cosmetically in the corner, but he's bleeding again from both the nose and the mouth.
Now Aaron Davis, the swelling on his eye, at least during the course of this round, does not appear to have gotten worse. He can still see out of the eye.
Yeah, but Dan, if I were Aaron Davis, I would be letting it all hang out because the doctor can stop this fight at any time. Aaron has to just go for broke. He's hurt Mark practically every round.
You have to seriously doubt that there's any way that eye is going to permit him to make 12 rounds.
Yeah, and I just don't think he can protect it.
Oh, and there's a stiff jab from Breland right on the eye. You can see the blood now coming out of the mouth of Mark Breland.
I said the doctor would stop the fight, Dan. Under WBA rules, only the referee can stop it, but under the advice of the doctor, and as you saw, Mills has consulted the doctor a couple of times.
I mean, Mills Lane is the type of referee, if the doctor tells him to stop the fight, it's over.
There aren't too many referees who do overrule the doctor.
These two fighters are exacting quite a toll. They deserve a break, and they're about to get it here. This is the end of the fifth.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Busy in the corner of Aaron Davis with the end swell, Alex, trying to get that balloon to come down a little bit underneath the left eye.
Yeah, and
underneath the right eye, rather.
For the first time, really, Dan, and I really have to say that end swell should have been out. I mean, he does have to work on the cut above the eye, but that end swell should have been out earlier between rounds.
Well, Aaron Davis is just holding and hitting. Held with the right, took 3 shots with the left before Mills Lane was able to separate the fighters.
When the cut man asked for the end swell, Billy Giles, the trainer, and another second in the corner, said he didn't have it, and they had to look for it in between rounds.
They wasted 30 seconds. It is a balloon under the right eye of Aaron Davis.
And we're not even halfway in this fight, and both men look like they fought 30 rounds. Not just in terms of the punishment. Timeout again. Now the referee's going to look at Breland.
Sending Aaron Davis over to the doctor.
He was just directing Mark to the neutral corner.
The ring doctor again looking at that eye. The doctor allows the fight to go on.
And now you might see some of the desperation from Davis.
Aaron Davis has to realize that that eye isn't going to allow him to go. And he picks up the pace, although missing badly with a couple left hooks. Mark Breland ducking punches, came up, scored.
But his chin is still available. You know, if I were Mark, I'd be thinking in two directions here, Dan. I'd be trying to close that eye, really trying to close that eye with the jab and the hook. But I'd also make sure I didn't get hit with a stupid left hook again.
Well, Mark Breland just took a jab right in the face. We'd like to remind our local ABC stations that at the end of this round, we're going to be taking a station break. And again, Aaron Davis just throws Mark Breland to the ground.
Come on, you bad. Let's go. Come on, here we go.
Bill Slane, an excellent referee. You hear the crowd chanting Breland.
Yeah, Mark is not a great chant. Mark. I think that's going to be nice for Mark. I think the people here appreciate the fact that he has hung in there after being badly hurt.
And there was, again, another wrestle down by Aaron Davis. But it followed a right hand and another jab by Davis scores.
And again, Mark's legs are all over the place. Spaghetti.
I think the right hand before Davis threw him to the ground hurt Mark Breland.
Every time you see Mark go down the canvas like that, it just reinforces the image of him in the Starling fight. A fight that just made everybody question Mark's physical strength.
They'll be working on both of these fighters. Malt liquor professional boxing is going to continue after this word from your local ABC station. Opening moments of the 7th round, and Alex Joe Ferriello in Mark Breland's corner said it all when he said, Mark, it's all mental. Let's see if you're a champion.
And Mark insisted that he was not physically tired, that he was all right.
There's Billy Giles, the trainer and manager of Aaron Davis. He has to have a sense of urgency here with the condition of his fighter's right eye.
And all through the last round, the 3 rounds, he told Aaron they're going to stop this fight.
Here we go. Here we go.
You just had the feeling, Dan, there was no way this fight could get into the 7th round. I mean, both guys are busted up. Something had to happen. Mark was getting hit so easily, getting hurt so easily, and Aaron's eye was so badly closed, you just felt that something had to happen. I mean, it's not yet.
You really sense, Alex, that both of these fighters are so close to the edge. Aaron Davis so close from having that eye swell shut and stopping the fight. And Mark Breland, I'm sorry, I still get the impression that he's only one average shot to the chin away from going down and not getting up.
I think you're right. The question is, can Aaron land it? Can he get himself together or not?
Mark Breland, the champion in the blue trunks. Aaron Davis, the challenger in the red and blue sequence. Breland from Brooklyn, Davis from the Bronx. Both Golden Glove champions in New York City. And this is one of those rare fights where as much as these two talked going into the fight's even better than the talk.
You know, you wonder about the right hand of Breland. I mean, that's his power punch. He hasn't thrown it that much. We did find out after the Huntington fight, his last title defense, Dan, that he'd injured the right elbow. I checked on it. I was told by Shelly Finger, his manager, no physical problem. But he has not drilled the right hand to the as much as you would expect him to do.
You saw one chopping right, and it looked like it slowed Aaron Davis down a bit. Aaron Davis attempting to keep that right glove up and protect that eye.
Now another reason why he may not be throwing that right hand is he just wants to use the right to protect against that left hook of Aaron Davis that's had him hurt on a number of occasions.
A strategy that I could hardly blame him for using.
It was a right elbow injury in the Huntington fight.
Mark Breland carrying his gloves a little low. Good combination by Breland, but most of those were blocked.
One good right to the body.
This fight is scheduled for 12. We're at the end of 7. A crowd gathered around Aaron Davis in between rounds. Referee Mills Lane, the doctor, all looking at the ballooning right eye, the swelling underneath the eye. And Aaron Davis catches Mark Breland with a flurry in the left. Here it seems. Mark Breland attempting to hold on. And a golden opportunity for Aaron Davis.
And I think this may be his last opportunity. His eye looks horrible. It could open at any moment. The doctor could stop it at any moment. He should let everything hang out.
Good uppercut, a left uppercut by Davis, a left hook. And Mark Breland throwing nothing back. Another uppercut by Davis. A chopping left hand. And Joe Ferriello, Breland's trainer, not happy. And now Aaron Davis, Alex, looks like he's whipped.
Exhausted.
And Mark Breland, his best punch of the fight, a left hand. And a right uppercut. Aaron Davis is hurt. Aaron Davis is hurt.
And if Mark Breland can land one good punch, I think the referee might stop it.
Aaron Davis shaking his head. And he lands a left hand. In the 8th round in Reno, Mark Breland lands a left and a right.
Two men who've been criticized at times in their career for having no heart. They discovered that particular part of their anatomy here today, Dan, without question.
And by each other, they've been criticized for having no heart. Well, I can only assume that there's a newfound respect between Mark Breland and Aaron Davis.
Aaron took his shot the first part of this round, then Mark took his. Let's see who finishes round 8 with the most.
A wild right by Aaron Davis, and look at his right eye. Bleeding now from the mouth is Aaron Davis. Aaron Davis breathing heavily.
Mark feigning, trying to get Aaron to drop his hands. He did better to use the right to the body to make him drop it.
Both fighters in trouble in this round. Coming up on 10 seconds left in the 8th round. The end of the 8th. Whoa, baby. We return to Harrah's in Reno, Nevada. Alex Wallow, Dan Deerdorf are with you. Mark Breland and Aaron Davis are putting on a show. It is for Breland's WBA welterweight crown.
That jab just opened up Mark's nose again. The blood pouring out of it. He's pawing at the nose.
We're in the 9th round of a fight scheduled for 12.
As bad as the Davis eye looks, the doctor actually made the quickest trip to that corner in a few rounds and told Mills Lane it was okay. Doctor actually said the eye was better between that round than it had been the previous one, which is hard to believe after all the punches that Aaron took.
Well, the 8th round, Alex, is one of the best rounds of boxing I've seen in a while.
Yeah, this year. One of the best we've seen this year, Dan. And you know, Mark's glove that left might have been the end swell for that eye. Oh, look at Mark's nose.
Mark Breland bleeding from the nose and the mouth. Oh, a good left to the body by Aaron Davis. These two could share an ambulance on the way to the hospital after this fight.
Body
It's
shot.
mostly left hands by Aaron Davis,
Yeah,
as
but
he's holding that right in reserve. Look at the blood for Breland.
He's doing something smart there. Aaron came in with a body punch. Both these men, I think, are vulnerable to body punches, as anybody is when they're get to this much punishment. But both men would be smart to start off combinations with the body.
And you saw Aaron Davis so tired, just hanging on to Mark Breland, that when Breland pulled away, he fell against the ropes. That wild left from Davis came back behind. A good double left by Mark Breland. Bleeding from the right nostril and bleeding from the mouth. Aaron Davis clearly shaken by the condition of his right eye. Look at that right hand come up almost right in front of his eye. There's that solid right, that chopping right by Breland, who now begins to head on. And it's almost exclusively a left-handed fight now by Aaron Davis. I don't know that he's thrown a good right hand this round, Alex.
You wonder what his depth perception is out of the right eye, Dan.
And there's the right hand, and Mark Breland is down. And Mark Breland is out. Mark Breland will not get up. It's over. Aaron Davis is the WBA welterweight champion.
And Mark Breland is still on the deck.
Aaron Davis, exhausted, jubilant, and now his legs finally appear to have given out. And when I talked about no right hand, he was saving it. Aaron Davis now moves to 30-0, and he has a title belt. Let's go back. Here it is, Alex.
Coming in, Aaron just went down, loaded up a right hand, and drilled it home, and that was it.
And I guarantee you that was the first right hand that he threw with any conviction the entire round. And Mark Breland walks right into it. And of course, as you would expect, look at Billy Giles.
Waiting for the count.
A feet-first entrance into the ring. Mark Breland is still down on the ring, flat on his back. He has not moved. We're looking over the shoulder of Mills Lane. You see Joey Ferriello in there as well.
Billy froze now.
Breland's eyes are open, but he has not risen.
He's unconscious. They're keeping him there as a precautionary measure, as they do.
Now let him go. Come on, me too.
Cutting his gloves off.
You'd be hard-pressed to get many more people in this ring.
The commission people are trying to clear the ring.
Mark Breland, who's up on his feet. So a good sign there. Mark Breland makes his way back over to his corner. We'll be back here to Reno, Nevada for interviews. A lot still to come. Schlitz Malt Liquor, professional boxing continues.